Good afternoon to all of you. Shall we start?
Okay, sir.
I think 41 are there. So we will start with the next topic, unit number 4. Programming. And for that, syllabus. If you have syllabus, then you write yourself. Otherwise, I will display here. Okay. So just interfacing with microcontroller. Here we are considering only 8051. So interfacing is related to 8051 only. That is, we are discussing related to the section 1, and section 1 basically deals with 8051 microcontroller. And after this unit or this chapter, we will proceed for peak microcontrollers in section 2nd. Okay. So write down syllabus for that. Here we are discussing only the interfacing of various components like LCD, keyboard, ADC, DAC, stepper motor, and interfacing external memory if required. Okay, so as we are going to interface some peripherals or components here, before interfacing that, you should know how these components are interfaced, that is operating supply, that is operating conditions, as well as their mode of operation, whether it is acts as input, output, how they are working when uh, signals are to be transferred to that particular appliance component, or signals can be received or taken as a measurement or for monitoring purpose. Okay, so you just note down unit number 4, interfacing with microcontroller, and the points: LCD, keypad, ADC, DAC, stepper motor, and external memory. If it is over, go for textbook, it is T2, and if you want to use T1 also, no problem. Okay. Have you written?
Yes, sir.
Textbook you write T2. T2 means Mazdi book. Huh? The 8051 microcontroller and embedded systems by Mohammad Ali Mazdi. Either you go with second edition or third edition, no problem. And T1 is related to the 8051 microcontroller. I think by Ayla's book is there. Kinit Ayla or other Deshmukh, Ajay Deshmukh's book. Which book we have written as a textbook 1, T1? Okay, you just concentrate on T2 by Muhammad Ali Mazdi, Pearson publication. Okay, after that you write about title of the chapter. Okay, so write in that as name itself interfacing the various components or devices with 8051. So mention interfacing means connecting. Interfacing means connecting various devices with 8051 microcontroller MUSI, mentioned in shortcut, with 8051 microcontroller. Full stop. Devices may be these devices may be input device or output device. Write it fast. These devices may be input devices or output devices. So this is related to the title of the chapter. After that, go for central idea of the chapter. Central idea of the chapter. So write in that. In this chapter, interfacing of LCD display, comma, matrix keyboard, comma, ADC, DAC, DAC. If you want to write names, write ADC 0809, DAC 0808. Stepper motor and external memory is studied. is studied. So we are going to discuss related to each and individual component which are to be which is to be interface with 8051. Either we go with ALP or we go with the C programming. Okay, so these are the components mentioned in this unit for the interfacing of 8051. Okay, so write down in the next sentence in the center idea, these devices are these devices are important for designing and developing an embedded system. After that you write for importance of the chapter. Importance of the chapter. Write in that. To develop microcontroller based system. To develop microcontroller based system. Use of only microcontroller is not sufficient. Okay, so with the help of only controller we are not able to design or develop any product. So various components or peripherals need to be interfaced for developing an embedded system for either measuring or controlling some parameters. Okay, next line. To develop an embedded system, it is necessary to interface various I/O devices, I oblique O, various I/O devices with 8051 with 8051. Next line in the same point. So study of these devices. So study of these devices is very important. So this chapter is very important for designing designing application based systems. So this chapter is very important for designing application based systems using microcontroller, any microcontroller. Now we are discussing about 8051. Further we are discussing for PIC microcontrollers. Okay, so this is related to the importance of the chapter. After that, objectives. First, to know about interfacing of know about interfacing of input devices dash आता फ्रॉम सिलेबस कुठले कुठले पॉइंट्स सॉरी डिव्हाइसेस इनपुट आहे तिथं LCD कीबोर्ड ADC DAC स्टेपर मोटर अँड मेमरी इट इज एक्सटर्नल मेमरी यातले इनपुट कुठले कुठले आहेत आणि आउटपुट कोणते कोणते आहेत सांगू शकाल
कीबोर्ड इनपुट आहे सर. LCD आउटपुट आहे.
LCD output okay what about ADC DAC motor stepper motor output good and memory external memory
input
external memory is input when already program is written okay and when we want to write the content store the content at that time it will act as a output device okay for various like if some condition is satisfied or some data is received from TX pin that is transmission that is okay transmitted data is received and if you want to load that data on particular memory locations continuously after reception continuously so in that case it will act as a storage device okay and if you want to access some data which is already stored like we have seen that good morning whatever the message we have transmitted okay in that case that message or that each and individual character is already stored or loaded in the memory location starting from suppose 4000H onwards so in that case this memory acts as an input and providing output to the LCD okay and if we are going to store the data or load the data which is received while serial communication or happens or completed at that time memory acts as a storing device okay and for the loading purpose whatever the message is to be loaded in that case it will act as a input and for capturing data or retrieving data from memory delivery so just we consider memory not as an input output it is a part of an controller's architecture but we have to interface externally okay so memory we cannot directly separate or bifurcate as input as output but it is used to access the data that is write the data or read the data that is retrieve the data load and retrieve okay so these are the some components so second objective is to know about interfacing of output devices here two conditions only first case is knowing the input devices and second knowing the output devices right to know about interfacing of output devices and in that mention LCD that is display after that motor LCD and motor these are the output devices LED is also output device if you interface buzzer is also an output device okay so mention these two after that write down for outcomes outcome is that we are able to identify or separate differentiate between input and output devices right first able to identify इनपुट अँड आउटपुट डिव्हाइसेस कोणते इनपुट आहेत कोणते आउटपुट आहेत हे आपल्याला बायफर्गेट करता यायला पाहिजे एबल टू आयडेंटिफाय इनपुट अँड आउटपुट डिव्हाइसेस दिस इज द केस 1 that is first outcome and second able to interface हे झालं सेपरेशन त्यानंतर इंटरफेस करता यायला पाहिजे एबल टू इंटरफेस various IOs on various IO devices. जसे आयडेंटिफाय करता यायला पाहिजे तसेच ते आपल्याला इंटरफेस पण करता यायला पाहिजे. हे आहे सेकंड ऑब्जेक्टिव्ह important. And in the same we go for third objective outcome also. Third outcome is down able to select appropriate IO device or devices. Able to select appropriate IO device or devices. The meaning of third outcome is we are able to select an appropriate device, whether it is input device or output device. As per our requirement, we have to select the appropriate means efficient. That is when we require only one pin and you are using 8 pins by connecting 8 switches. It is not required. If you are using only one, that is same input need to be applied at the all the pins. In that case, only one switch is sufficient for acts as an input device to all the pins. Okay, by maintaining the input current and whatever the high signal is provided to the input pins or low signal provided to the input pins, and according to that same also related to suppose output pins. If you want to use only one pin or complete port or some of the pins from that port, so according to that you have to write and program in either assembly or C, as well as interfacing the output devices or input devices to that respective pins which are used in your programs, that is simulation or software we say that. And again, which devices consume some of the devices requires more supply, that is current requirement is more or voltage requirement is more. So in that case what you can do for interfacing these devices, either you uh, replace these devices with lower versions or lower requirement, or you may some additionally interface some devices, like we are seeing that for interfacing of relay we are using transistor, or some interfacing of motor we will see that the motor driver IC need to be interface in between motor and microcontroller. So as per the need or requirement we are able to interface the various IOs, that is either input or output. So this is related to the initial points discussion of the chapter. After that we go for the actual topic, that is first point, interfacing of LCD with 8051 microcontroller. So if you are seeing that the LCD is 16 by 2, which is a basic model of the LCD. In this case 16 cross 2, that is 2 are the number of rows available on the LCD and 16 are the characters in each row. Okay, so if we are generally using the word 16 by 2, 16 by 2, in that case, 2 rows are there, and in a one row, including space, whatever you want to transmit or assign as a message need to be displayed, or data is displayed on the LCD. So it will totally occupies total 16 character in a single row. So first row consists of 16 character and second row consists of 16 character, and the address starts with, that is vector address, we may consider that 80 and C0. So when we discuss related to the row 0, that is first row, and row 1, the row 0 and row 1. So row 0 starts with 80H hex address and row 1 starts with C0H hex address, and it starts from 80 onwards to the total number of address is 16. So 0 to F, okay, 8F, and similarly for C0 to CF. So total 16 characters are there. As per your requirement, you may write any special symbols, number, alphanumeric, either capital letters, small letters, whatever. Okay, special symbols. So according to that, you are able to send the message through microcontroller on the LCD display. Okay, and for the programming of or interfacing of LCD, we may use either 4-bit mode or 8-bit mode. Suppose we are using 4-bit mode. In that case, the data lines used for transferring data from controller to LCD are only 4. And in case of 8-bit mode, we are using 8 data lines which are available on LCD as well as controllers, that is D0 to D7. Okay, so these 8 data lines are used as a data transfer lines or wires. Okay, so as per the requirement, we are able to adjust some contrast, that is display characters brightness according to the requirement. So if you are seeing the diagram or connection diagram of an 8051 microcontroller interface with LCD, that is 16 by 2 LCD, 2 lines means 2 rows and 16 characters in each row. So in this diagram here, the first you see, suppose if we are going pin wise, so first pin connected to ground, second pin connected to the VCC. We are talking or discussing about the LCD. So first pin is ground, second is VCC. This is third pin related to the contrast adjustment. So if you are able to or if you want to adjust contrast, that is characters brightness either in lower side or in dark side, that is brighter side. So as per your requirement, you simply adjust the trimmer. Here the variable resistance, that is pot. If it is in small in size and value also, generally we consider as a trimmer. So with the help of trimmer, that is pot potentiometer, we are able to adjust the contrast of an LCD. So after these 3 supply and brightness connections, okay, after that these 3 control signals are there: RS, RW and enable. So these 3 are most important: RS register select, RW read write operation, and E or EN. Sometimes or somewhere it is mentioned that EN. So EN is nothing but enable. Okay, so RS is used for selection of, okay, register, that is for command mode as well as in case of data mode. The position of that bit is changes. For command mode it is 0, RS is equal to 0, and for data mode RS is equal to 1. Okay, so in this way we are differentiating which mode is going to be executed on the LCD, either command mode or data mode. We will see later, okay, with the help of flow chart or flow diagram. So second, that is next pin is RW. So RW is nothing but read write operation. So whenever we are writing the content from controller to LCD, we consider the write operation, and when we are fetching the content from LCD to controller, we are consider that read operation is there. So R oblique W bar is the actual signal. So whenever RW is equal to 0, consider that write operation is going on the LCD, or LCD is interface for writing the content on LCD by controller side. So contents available on controller or the port, they are simply written on the LCD with the help of data lines. So when RW is equal to 0, LCD is in write mode. Okay, and when it is 1, so content whatever the available on data lines of LCD, they are simply copied or loaded into the controller side. Okay, most of the cases we are delivering the content or transmitting the content from controller side towards the LCD. So generally we connect RW is equal to 0. In some special case we are using in a read mode. So most of the time we are going to use as a write mode operation for LCD. So make RW is equal to 0. Okay, and next these are next, sorry, 6 pin number 6 is enable. So to start the operation we are going to use or utilize the enable pin. So when it is activated, we are able to transmit the content on LCD. So LCD, it is an enable pin, that is gate pin. We consider that it is allowing to write the data or write the content on LCD. So EN or E should be 1. Okay, or at least one pulse should be given, that is high to low pulse need to be given to the enable pin, that is pin number 6. After pin number 6, remaining 8 pins, that is 7 to 14, are data pins or data lines. So in this case, we discussing related to the transmission of data from controller side to the LCD, that is D0 to D7. Okay, so generally these 14 pins are available, and along with that pin number 15 and 16, these two pins are also there. So pin number 15 is positive or VCC, and pin number 16 is a ground. These two pins are connected or used for uh, displaying the backlight of an LCD. So if we are seeing that whenever we turn on the LCD, or if you are seeing that LCD display of some devices, it shows or indicates, illuminates the yellow color, background yellow color. So this yellow color is nothing but your backlight illumination color of an LED. Okay, so here pin number 15 and 16 is associated for the uh, illumination of an backlight LED. If you do not want to illuminate the backlight LED, you simply neglect these two pins. Okay, so here the interfacing of LCD, that is 16 by 2 LCD, with the microcontroller connection diagram is there. If you have any query, please ask me. So total important lines are these three: RS, RW, and enable. These are the controlling lines, and next are the data lines, and first three are the adjustment of brightness and supply connections. Okay, so once this connection happens, need not to change furthermore. But in case of this, you have to write 1, write 0 on these pins for the various applications. So RS is equal to 0 for command mode, RS is equal to 1 for data mode, and for read write operation, again for write operation it is 0, and for read operation it is 1. Enable pin is used to activate the or allow the write operation on LCD. So you have to apply one pulse in the sense of make high, again make low after some time. So one pulse need to be applied on E or EN pin, that is pin number 6 of an LCD. Okay, here you should mention that 8051 or 89051 microcontroller. So if you have any query, please ask. Otherwise, you start drawing the diagram and writing these 2 points for interfacing of LCD with 8051. So this is also included in practical, that is interfacing of LCD with 8051. So we have to perform practical also for this. So make it clear all the concepts related to the interfacing of LCD. So it is applicable for theory as well as practicals. Is it completed?
No, sir.
Completed?
No, sir.
अरे,
Completed, sir.
For remaining candidates, all of you completed?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, so as we have discussed related to the interfacing connection, that is pins which are available on LCD and they need to be interfaced with the or connected with the microcontroller. So generally you consider that first two pins ground and supply instead of supply ground, ground and supply. Third one is contrast adjustment. 4, 5, 6, these three pins are important. Out of that, pin number 5, that is middle, 4, 5, 6 मधले पाचवी पिन जी आहे मधली ती नेहमी ग्राउंडला कनेक्ट करायची. आपण कनेक्शन डायग्राम ड्रॉ केली किंवा प्रोट्यूस मध्ये सिम्युलेशन केलं तरी सुद्धा आणि प्रोग्राम लिहिताना सुद्धा सी मध्ये असेल किंवा असेंब्ली मध्ये असेल, पिन नंबर RW जी आहे पिन नंबर 5 ती ऑलवेज आपल्याला ग्राउंडला कनेक्ट करायची. व्हेनेवर वी वांट टू ट्रान्सफर और लोड द कंटेंट अवेलेबल ऑन कंट्रोलर ऑन दी LCD मेसेज डिस्प्ले करण्यासाठी. LCDचा मेसेज रीड करत असताना ते बंद करावं लागेल, पण जनरली असं कोण करत नाही. आणि RS पहिली पिन 4, 5, 6 मधली RS जी आहे 4 नंबरची ती काय करायची, कमांड मोडला 0 आणि डेटा मोडला 1 करायची. परत ती लोज करावी लागते. आणि ह्या दोनचं स्टेटस अनालिसिस केल्यानंतर किंवा मेन्शन केल्यानंतर ई दॅट इज एनेबल पिन और EN एक पल्स द्यायची आपल्याला ते ऑपरेशन किंवा ती कमांड एक्झिक्यूट करण्यासाठी, दॅट इज हाय टू लो. एवढं लक्षात ठेवा. जसं इंटरप्ट डिटेक्ट होतं परत लो होतं तसं एक पल्स. बाकीच्या आहेत डेटा लाईन्स. सो सी some of the commands which are used for accessing or controlling the LCD functions, like suppose 01 hex is used for clear the display screen, 02 hex that is 02H return to the home, 04 decrement, 06 increment, like this. Okay, so just take a note or write down the table related to the LCD commands or give a title LCD commands जे आपण प्रोग्राम मध्ये यूज करणार आहे. मोस्टली यातल्या क्लिअर स्क्रीन दॅट इज 01, रिटर्न टू होम इन सम केसेस. ओके, म्हणजे रिसेट केल्यानंतर आपल्याला रिटर्न टू होम करावं लागतं, मग रिटर्न टू होम 2 असेल. त्याच्यानंतर मोस्टली शिफ्ट काही गरज नाही, शिफ्ट कम्प्लीट डिस्प्ले जर तुम्हाला एक लाईन सोडून एक स्पेस 2 स्पेस तर त्याच्यानुसार हे कमांड वापरायचे. शिफ्ट एंटायर डिस्प्ले टू लेफ्ट, शिफ्ट एंटायर डिस्प्ले टू राइट. And see here 80 force cursor to beginning of first line. So it is a vector address for first position of a row 0 that is row 1 and second row that is row 1 C0. So C0 is the starting or beginning address of second line, first line, second line, 80 C0, and this is related to the 38 hex or 38 hex. 2 lines display we are using, and size of that character, each character, that is if we are displaying the good morning GOOD, so for the size of that GOO is individual character is 5/7. 5 is the width and 7 is the height. So just take it. Avinash Pawar, are you there? Pawar Avinash.
Yes sir.
So नाव तेवढं चेंज करा की B_
ते होतं ना.
गुगलच्या ह्याच्या जीमेलच्या ह्याच्यामध्ये फर्स्ट नेम
होतच नाही, बघितलं होतं. ट्राय तुम्ही सांगितलेलं आधी बघितलं, होत नाही.
ठीक आहे. नेक्स्ट विचारतो कोण आहे. खटके अर्पिता. हॅलो अर्पिता खटके, आर यू लिसनिंग? हॅलो अर्पिता खटके. काय कौस्तुभ, प्रथमेश. हॅलो
Yes, sir.
तुमचं प्रोफाइल नेम मध्ये फर्स्ट नेमला ऍड करा की B डॅश.
ठीक आहे सर, करतो आज.
प्लीज करा. कौस्तुभ, आर यू लिस्निंग?
Yes, sir.
हा, करा की तुमचंही नाव चेंज.
Hmm.
खटके अर्पिता जस्ट.
एक्सक्यूज मी सर.
येस.
सर ए आणि सी ला कमांड सेमच आहे ना? म्हणजे डिस्प्ले ऑन कर्सर ऑफ, डिस्प्ले ऑन कर्सर ऑफ दोन्हीला सेम आली आहे सर.
नाही इथं ऍक्च्युली हे आहे, एकीकडे ऑन आहे. डिस्प्ले ऑन कर्सर ऑन करा ए ला, आणि सी ला डिस्प्ले ऑन कर्सर ऑफ करा.
ओके सर.
टायपिंग मध्ये मिस्टेक आहेत. इथं पण एक तसं झालं, ऑन आणि ऑफ पाहिजे ऍक्च्युली. इथं ई आणि एफ ला इथं ऑनच राहिले. जनरली एलसीडी इंटरफेसिंगचे प्रोग्राम दिसायला मोठे दिसतात. मी परत एकदा रिपीट करतोय, दिसायला मोठे दिसतात ऍक्च्युली, पण एकदा त्याचं कमांड मोड, डेटा मोड समजला की मग त्याच्यामध्ये काही अवघड नाहीये. जे काही मेसेज आपण देणार आहे तिथं डिस्प्ले करायला किंवा कॅरेक्टर्स, त्याच्यानुसार आपलं काय जातं, कोडची साईज फक्त वाढत जाते. अदरवाईज कोड परत रिपीट तोच असतो. फक्त इथं फंक्शन ऑफ कमांड मोड अँड फंक्शन ऑफ डेटा मोड हे जर समजलं तर प्रोग्राम अवघड नाहीये एलसीडीचा. फक्त लिहायलाच थोडा लेंदी जाईल असं माझं म्हणायचं. म्हणजे जर मेसेज असेल फक्त वेलकम, तर तेवढे 5 कॅरेक्टर ट्रान्समिट करण्यासाठी 5 वेळा इन्स्ट्रक्शन असेल. पण जर गुड मॉर्निंग म्हटलं तर तेच कॅरेक्टर वाढतात, परत रायटिंग तुमचं वाढतंय. कमांड आणि डिस्प्ले मोड तोच असतो, त्याच्यामध्ये काही बदल होत नाही. वेलकम टू सोलापूर युनिव्हर्सिटी, हे जेव्हा असं काय सांगतील तेव्हा ते प्रत्येक कॅरेक्टरला एक एक कमांड वाढत जाते. त्यामुळे फक्त लेंदी होईल प्रोग्राम, पण तो हे नाही होणार, हेक्टिक नसणार आहे किंवा ट्रॅजेडिक नाहीये. सोपा प्रोग्राम आहे. फक्त तुम्हाला अंडरस्टँड करायचंय कमांड मोड काय असतो आणि डेटा मोड काय असतो. खटके अर्पिता, आर यू लिस्निंग?
येस सर.
तुमचं हे करा की रोल नंबर आहे ना तुम्हाला दिलेला,
हा.
जीमेल ला जाऊन फर्स्ट नेम मध्ये ते ऍड करा. पहिल्यांदा बी डॅश,
हा.
आफ्टर दॅट. रेग्युलर करत नाही का लेक्चर्स?
करते.
कधी दिसतंय प्रेझेंट, कधी अब्सेंट आहात? काल होतं का? नाही. ओके, इथून पुढे रेग्युलर करा. हर्षल कदम, B47 ना? कदम हर्षल. हॅलो हर्षल कदम.
येस सर.
एडिट करा की प्रोफाइल नेम तुमचं,
ओके सर, करतो.
प्लीज. प्रतीक्षा देशमुख, रोल नंबर 7.
यस सर.
प्रोफाइल नेम एडिट करा की
हा
बी
सर,
डॅश.
करते.
ऋषिकेश चव्हाण.
हो हो करते.
ऋषिकेश, आर यू लिस्निंग?
येस सर.
प्रोफाइल तेवढे एडिट करा की BA_ किंवा बी डॅश,
हो सर.
प्लीज. माने विशाखा. हॅलो विशाखा माने, आर यू लिस्निंग? अटेंडन्स लावून गायब झाले. जस्ट जॉईन. हॅलो विशाखा माने, आर यू लिस्निंग? अपसेट. कसं करायचंय? काय विचारले की एकच आन्सर असते. रेंज नसल्यामुळे रिप्लाय देऊ शकत नाही. व्हॉट्सअपला चॅट करायला तुमच्याकडे रेंज असते. ओके, ठीक आहे. झालं कम्प्लीट?
नो सर.
अरे खूप डेकोरेटिव्ह टेबल वगैरे ड्रॉ करा असं काही नाही. डायरेक्ट नोटबुक वरती ॲज इट इज लिहा. सिरियल नंबरच्या ऐवजी डायरेक्ट नंबर्स 2 3 असेल तर 1 2 4 6 आणि इकडं जे काय फंक्शन आहे कमांड फंक्शन हे नाहीतच. आपले 3-4च वापरतो आपण. 38 01 आणि याच्यानंतर 80C0 हे मोस्टली यूज करतो. जर तुम्हाला रिक्वायर्ड असेल डिस्प्ले ऑन कर्सर ऑन, डिस्प्ले ऑफ कर्सर ऑफ, तर ॲज पर रिक्वायरमेंट. 38 01 80 किंवा C0 हे मोस्टली वापरतो. तेवढे 4. आणि हे 4 लक्षात ठेवले तरी चालते. बाकीचे एवढे काय हे नाहीये. कारण पोझिशन ऑफ मेसेज मे बी चेंज और व्हॅरिड असं करू शकतं. सांगू शकतात की डिस्प्ले मेसेज फ्रॉम 4th पोझिशन ऑफ सेकंड लाईन. गुड मॉर्निंग. त्या केसमध्ये सेकंड लाईन म्हणजे C0. 4th पोझिशन म्हणजे पहिली 0ची पोझिशन असते. C0चं 0th पोझिशन, C1 फर्स्ट, C2 सेकंड, C3 थर्ड अँड C4 फोर्थ पोझिशन. ओके. तुम्ही तिथे कमांड देताना फक्त त्याचे पुढे द्यायला पाहिजे. डायरेक्ट इन्स्टेड ऑफ रायटिंग C0 C3 C4 C6 C5 किंवा 81 82 84 85 लाईक दिस. ओके. आणि जर 0 कन्सिडर नाही केला तर 80 आपण समजा फर्स्ट पोझिशन म्हणतोय. 80 तर 81 ला सेकंड पोझिशन, 82 ला थर्ड, 84 ला फोर्थ आणि 85 ला फिफ्थ पोझिशन जे येईल ते. ओके. सॉरी 84 लाच फिफ्थ पोझिशन येईल. 0 1 2 3 and 4. So 84 ला फिफ्थ पोझिशन येईल. प्रोग्रामच्या स्टेटमेंट मध्येच दिलेलं असेल की कुठून स्टार्ट करायचा मेसेज. काहीच नाही दिलं तर चॉईस इज युअर्स. तुम्ही 80 पासून स्टार्ट करू शकता किंवा C0 पासून स्टार्ट करू शकता. इज इट ओव्हर?
येस सर, इट इज कम्प्लीटेड.
आता काय संपलंच लेक्चर. मला वाटलं पुढं येता येईल आपल्याला. ठीक आहे. पुढे काय होतं? फ्लो चार्ट आहे कमांड मोडचा एक आणि डेटा मोडचा. आपण तो उद्याच्या लेक्चरला घेऊ. ओके. कमांड अँड डेटा मोड. सो वी विल स्टॉप हिअर. इट इज ओव्हर देन यू मे लिव्ह. तुमच्यातले बरेच जणांनी मला परत स्कॅन कॉपी पाठवलेल्या नाहीत. खरंच बाहेर काढायला पाहिजे का लेक्चर मधून? बघा उद्याच्या लेक्चरला ट्राय करू आपण. बिफोर गोइंग फॉर इंटरफेसिंग ऑफ LCD. 20 कॅन्डिडेट्सनी पण नाहीत पाठवले. बाकीचे जवळजवळ किती आहेत बघा. मोर दॅन 40-45 कॅन्डिडेट्स आर देअर. इट इज ओव्हर, यू मे लिव्ह.